Let's talk about surrogacy. You help people find gestational carriers.
Mm-hmm.
What does that look like? What's the process all about?
We have a very different approach because we are not an agency. So we are not recruiting surrogates ourselves. That's not our area of expertise. We work with probably over 50 different surrogacy agencies. The beauty of that is, like, any one agency is not going to be able to supply a surrogate for everyone out there who may be looking. And we also just dive deeper. And in the old days, we used to just look at the profile and say, if she looks really good, we'd send it on. Now we do things very differently. We do review the profile of surrogates because the agencies will share profiles with us. We look at them, and if they look good, then we request their medical files, their records, so that we can review them. We have a team of people who do that specifically, who were educated within a fertility clinic. That was their job at the fertility clinic. Now that's what they do for us. So that before we even share that profile with our intended parents, we've reviewed that. We also work very closely with the clinics. So we know what their clinic's criteria is, what they want to see in any surrogate candidate. So we've looked at that. We've looked at the medical records, and then we will present candidates to our clients to say, this person has been approved and would be accepted by your clinic. What do you think? They can have a meet and greet. We send one profile at a time because there's not a plethora of people out there. It's like we have to reject an awful lot of candidates because of one thing or another, that they really don't meet the criteria that their clinic's looking for. And you want that because that's the candidate that's most likely to have a successful pregnancy. And because we are drawing from so many different agencies, we're able to help our clients find candidates very quickly, sometimes right away, because we've already reviewed these. And so we're already aware, unless they're going to be very particular about certain things. They may say, I want someone who lives within X radius of where my physician is. Anytime you're limiting by a factor like that, it's going to take longer, and you're going to see fewer candidates if you're going to do that. And surrogates do travel. So that's something that occurs all the time.
It's interesting because when you're first talking about that component of your business model, I was thinking about, as far as I understand the surrogacy process, there's two things that are lacking transparency in the industry. Mm-hmm. And one is the timeline. You hear rumors it'll take years. And the second is the cost. So when I was hearing you talk about this, I said, oh my God, you're overlaying this extra level of detail, which I could find so emotionally supportive, but may add a time component. But what I'm hearing instead is you're doing the pre-filtering before your clients even reach out and need a surrogate.
Exactly. We vet every agency we work with, but we're working with often smaller surrogacy agencies. But as I say, we vet them. We've been in this field a long time. We check into all these things, and there's no one agency that has a corner on the market in terms of being able to recruit great surrogates. But some of the smaller agencies, often they're run by someone who's been a surrogate, and they are very good at attracting other women who are like-minded. And so and maybe because they're smaller, slightly newer or something, that they may not have the whole string of intended parents. Certainly there are some excellent large surrogacy programs out there, but they do often take longer because they are able to attract the intended parents because of their track record. And so that can be very appealing, but you often have to wait 9 months, a long time.
Hi, I hope you loved this little excerpt of Stork'd, the podcast where we talk about all things family building and families. This was a little taste of the bigger episode. We call it a Stork'd Munchkin. If you love what you heard, I highly encourage you to check out the full episode wherever you listen to podcasts. You can also find it on the Stork'd website at storkdpodcast.com. If you're in the process of building your own family or exploring what family means to you, and you want to stay up to date on all relevant topics related to family building, don't forget to subscribe to our newsletter. It's called Let's Start a Family, and it is found on Substack. Happy listening.